how the devil. I am back in town, I'm back in business. So it's time, once again, for the finest internet news roundup available for free. Can't put myself up there with the paid ones, surely. It's a pig's ear, let's be honest. The BBC Spews. There's been some good ones, so I'll try not to dilly-dally whilst pissing and spewing rage all over the screen. I'll try and hurry through them. There's 5 I want to cover. The first one, you knew I was going to talk about, didn't you? You just knew it. It's the same fucking thing as Sean King, Talcomex, if anyone doesn't know about him. He's a fucking beauty. He's as white as a sheet. He's as white as me. And apparently he's black because, you know, reasons he wants to be. Rachel Dolezal, if you don't remember her, raving fucking lunatic. Yeah, head full of cow shit. Thinks she's fucking Queen of Sheba. She's not. She's some blonde-haired, blue-eyed fucking woman who, you know, parents are Scandinavian. And now we've got this fucking raving lunatic. You know what the maddest thing about it is? I cannot believe the power of political correctness. Well, I can. I can believe the power of political correctness because political correctness is so powerful, we basically let swarthy foreigners rape children for 20 years and we didn't do anything about it. And like I've said before, if you let them do that, nothing is more sacrosanct than children. They're innocent. If we'll let them do that, the British establishment, the British police, will let them rape kids and brand them and torture them. What won't we let them do? Nothing. There is nothing worse than that, than abusing children. It's worse than murder. Raping and molesting kids is worse than murder. Someone just stabs some guy in a knife fight, we go, another arsehole. But raping and abusing kids, that's where Ian Huntley type shit, anything with children, that's when everyone loses their fucking minds and goes, right, get the fucking gallows out. That's when we're willing to bring the guillotines back, when the kids get fucking diddled. And we let them get away with that. So this, I suppose, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? But that is the power of political correctness. Just think about it. It's so powerful that when you get a woman like this, who is white, 100% white, all she's done there is put on a fucking an African printed dress and put some fake tan on and dyed her hair. Like, my ball sack is blacker than this woman, as always. Like I've said, my left testicle occasionally shifts below my shorts when I'm on the beach, and as a result of that minuscule amount of time spent in the California sun, my fucking left gonad is blacker than Jessica fucking Krug. It's a white woman with foundation on. And the fact that nobody will just say this to these people shows the power of it. Shows the power, the awesome power. You know, you say, you look like me, and you go, I'm black, innit? And no one will go, shut up, you silly cunt. No one will do it. They'll just go, right, because they don't want to be accused of anything. It's like, if I say, take your head for a shit, you barmy cunt, you're as white as me. You are so white, you're almost see-through, you fucking idiot. What are you talking about? If I say that, and they then report me to HR and say that he was denying my blackness, you will get sacked. You will lose your job. You'll lose everything. You're fucked. So in this crazy situation, again, thanks to these postmodernist, up is down, left is right, fucking communist maniacs, we're in this situation where you can basically say anything you like. Anything you like. You can make reality however you want it, and nobody will say anything, because if you say anything, you're fucked. It's like the emperor's got no clothes. Really is, isn't it? No one will say, fuck off, he's got his cock out the mad cunt, because if you do, you're fucked. This is the world we're living in. Mental. So, quickly go through the story. No real need to, is there? You know what, I've basically covered it. A US academic whose work focuses on Africa and the African diaspora said she lied about being black. Well, we're the fucking idiots for believing her. How can you lie about that? It's like me lying about having 30 dicks. You can just see I haven't. They'd be sprouting out of my fucking head. Jessica Krug admitted she was in fact a white woman from Kansas City. Fucking hell. I'll say if she never owned up, I would never have guessed. She was in fact. Fucking hell. I built my life on a violent anti-black... Well, fuck, stop using the language. At least now you've been caught out. Stop using the shit commie buzzwords, right? Violent. It's not violent. It's just mental. Telling people you're black when you're as white as fucking riven snow is not violent. It's just a ridiculous lie. The university said it was investigating. Yeah, you have to fucking investigate. Yeah, I'm investigating now. Yeah, she's fucking white. Done. That was hard. Sherlock Holmes did not need to be with no services required. Yeah, done. Sherlock Taylor. I've squared that one for you, lads. Don't worry about it. The Krug case, which has drawn surprise and condemnation. Surprise, yeah, fucking hell. Tell you what, I was astounded when I found out this pasty fucking woman was white. It stunned me. Bears strong parallels to Rachel Dolezal, a white activist who claimed to be black. It's just hilarious. Drawn surprise. Like she went, listen, I've got something to tell you. You went, what? She went, I'm white. And you went, fucking hell, you are and all. I never noticed. I never fucking noticed. I thought you were as black as the ace of fucking spades, love. I did, honest. Yep, she said she had no right to claim she was black. She described the behaviour as the very epitome of violence. No, stabbing you in the face with a fucking knife is the very epitome of violence. Running you over with a tank. Chopping your legs off with a chainsaw. That's the epitome of violence. It's not telling lies, you fucking maniac. She blamed her lies on mental health issues. Yep, well, hey, we can agree there, love, because I think you are off your fucking tits. What's the reaction been? Astonishment. I can't go on. I'll leave that story for you, because it's just comedy fucking gold. Astonishment. Let's just skip. I'll be here all day. Links in the description. Extinction Rebellion protesters block newspaper printing presses. Fucking shocking, this one. This isn't funny. Right, XR activists have delayed the distribution of several national newspapers after blocking access to 3 printing presses owned by Rupert Murdoch. The targeted newspapers presses in Broxbourne, Knowsley and near Motherwell. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said it was unacceptable. Tepid milquetoast language from an absolute shithouse of a man. 80 fucking people have been arrested. Unbelievable. The Sun tweeted to report copies of the paper would be delayed arriving at newsagents. Said it was an attack on the free press. It fucking is. Sun said also at the Times, the Sun on Sunday, the Sunday Times and the Scottish Sun, also the Daily Telegraph, the Daily Mail. Listen, if you're from America and you don't know, this is every single newspaper that isn't a far left fucking rag. The lefty rags like The Guardian or The Independent or The Daily Mirror, they're not on there. So this is a fucking scandal that we should be pissed off about. It's an attack on anyone who disagrees with their ridiculous, far left fucking dog shit ideology. And it is ridiculous because, again, up until like 5 years ago when the world went fucking mad, nobody agreed with these fucking people. These fuckers are about 20 steps left of like Barack Obama or Tony Blair or fucking David Miliband. Like, they're fucking maniacs. No borders, no cars, no planes, no fucking... They want us all to just roll around like the fucking Flintstones because they are off their rockers. So, full-blown attack on people who don't share an insane ideology and we tolerate it. It's a damning indictment of the fucking Conservative government who have been as weak as a miner's tea. Just fucking piss weak, pathetic, spineless. I can't believe how bad the Conservative government's been in England. Like, honestly, I'm embarrassed I voted for them. Priti Patel talks a good game and does nothing. Boris Johnson's an absolute fanny. And the biggest crime, as I've made videos about in the past, I will link some of my Extinction Rebellion videos in here because I used to go fucking nuts about them. I was howling with laughter 6 months back when they were getting the shite knocked out of them by the general public because they were stopping people getting to work. And funny old thing, the general public don't like that. It's like poking a beehive telling fucking 50 tradesmen they can't go to work because some posh public schoolboy wants to stop them doing it because he cares about the environment. And they are all posh public schoolboys, as I keep saying. These aren't working class people. These are fucking posh wankers with nothing better to do. Fucking up poor people's lives again. You know, normal centre-right, centrist people like me should be with the lefties on this. The normal centre-left. Because they're the ones always saying, oh yeah, everyone, the rich are always fucking the poor. This is the rich fucking the poor. Extinction Rebellion are all posh, middle-class arseholes, bourgeois wankers, and they're fucking the poor again, stopping them getting to work, stopping them being able to read the paper while they're having the fucking bait. Bricklayer likes to read The Sun while he's at work on his break, and he can't because some fucking middle-class arseholes barricading the fucking newspapers. Like, it's the rich fucking the poor again. So we should all be in on this. Left and right. Arseholes. Seriously. Attacking the printing presses is savagery. These wankers should have been hauled over the coals by the Rozzers the first time it happened, but this is what we get when you've been treating them with kid gloves. Kid gloves have been soft as shit with our, again, I've talked about it before, two-tiered policing. Justice is not blind in fucking England. She wears a fucking Black Lives Matter fucking bandana. And if you're far left, you get treated with kid gloves. The coppers are there, they will fucking nosh the fucking protesters off. But if, as soon as anyone right of fucking Chairman Mao wants to tell them that they shouldn't be setting fire to statues or wrecking people's businesses or stopping people going to work, the Rozzers beat the fucking shit out of you and throw you in the meat wagon. It's unbelievable and it's unacceptable, and it's making people right-wing. Like, in the last 6 months, I've got more right-wing because it's annoying. You see them beating the piss. Did you see that video of the little veteran getting battered? I looked into it. Someone told me on Twitter. Yeah, someone was saying to me, have a look at this, it's shocking. I said, in fairness to the police, I'm assuming he did something to get nicked. I don't think being a veteran allows you any special treatment from the Rozzers, and I'll reserve judgment until I find out what he got arrested for. The short version is, he was pretty foul-mouthed and he was pretty obnoxious, but he wasn't as obnoxious and as foul-mouthed as fucking these twats, who you can see there physically screaming at the coppers, doing what they want. And it's party time when you're in BLM or you're a fucking communist. The coppers will just take a knee. But if you do it like he does, and you're a little fucking veteran, also he's a bit of a midget, so coppers were probably happier because most of them are shithouses nowadays. Because we don't hire normal coppers like my man there in that piece of art I did. Still available if anyone wants any merch. I'll link it in the description. They don't look like that anymore. They're all fucking graduate students and fucking fannies, so they probably wanted to fill him in because he's a midget. Yeah, they're much more comfortable tackling a dwarf. But knock the shite out of him, straight in the back of the van, because they don't like his politics. We have a two-tier legal system. Same for women. If you're a woman and you stab your boyfriend in the face, they don't send you to prison. They go, you're pretty and you've got a good career ahead of you. Suspended sentence. If you're a fucking straight white man and you do the same, you're off to jail for 10 years. Justice isn't blind in England, and that should be international headlines. You don't have a justice system in the UK anymore, not really. It's like living in a fucking banana republic, and if you have the right opinions, you can do whatever the fuck you like. Went off on a tangent there. That's obscene, these fucking daft cunts. It's time to put them back in their box, boys. Pretty, sort your life out, you useless little twat. Extinction Rebellion does not have the support of the general public. 90% of the public hates them, so do your fucking job, enforce the law equally, and smash them. Attacking the free press is not acceptable in a first world country. Why do you need me to tell you the fucking obvious? This one, just the tone is ridiculous. So, look, just listen how they've written this up. US President Donald Trump is facing a backlash over reports he mocked American soldiers killed in action as losers and suckers. First of all, it's so overtly ridiculous that I have to treat that with skepticism. I think any logical person does. Like, why is someone a sucker and a loser because they got killed in action? Like, seems a bit harsh. Like, I don't think even an Extinction Rebellion hippie would say, that working class lad died in action, therefore he's a loser. Like, it just doesn't sound like the type of thing someone would say to me. Secondly, just again, look how they reported. The alleged remarks, they have to put that in there legally, were first reported in The Atlantic, but corroborated by the Associated Press and Fox News. But the president has denied he'd made the remarks. Like, it's just, the tone of every article is clearly biased. They know what they think. They think he's the scum of the earth, and he should be not only not elected, he should be buried in a fucking box and thrown in the Atlantic Ocean. That's what they think. And it says, look, veterans groups were among those who attacked the president over the reports. Very, very, very left-wing veterans groups. Vote vets are fucking lefty activists. But again, you just get one side of the story. Paul Rykoff said, who's really surprised by this? Analysts say the comments could prove damaging. There's nothing there saying, maybe it's a load of fucking shit. Maybe these unnamed sources have been popping up literally for 4 fucking years. Like every week there's a story. Unnamed source says Trump was fingering fucking kids. Unnamed source said Trump was pissing on prostitutes. Unnamed sources all the time. It's fucking ridiculous. And again, this is where they've shot themselves in the foot, right? Because they've been saying this for 4 years. And it's been proved to be shit for 4 years. The Russia dossier paid for by Clinton. Load of fucking bollocks in it. Shit. Just shit. Reams of shit. Pissed on prostitutes, hookers. Just reams of shit. Nonsense. So even if he did say this, and again, there isn't any hard evidence that he did, people are just going to go, yeah, but you've been lying for 4 years. You know what it's like? It's like the N-word. It's like when black people lie, or Robert DiAngelo, or at least maniacs, say that everything's racist. Everything. Everything's racist. Everything's sexist. Famous saying everyone knows is, if everything is X, nothing is X. In QA and aerospace, that's what they say. If everyone's in charge, no one's in charge. That's why you need to have a department head for each division. And if everything is racist, nothing is. Like, literally nothing is. Thanks to people like Jesse Dogshit Smollett. Talking complete nonsense, saying he went out in a polar fucking vortex at 3 o'clock in the morning for a sandwich. And when he was doing it, he bumped into 2 nameless Trump supporters who were not only out in a polar vortex at 3 o'clock in the morning, milling around outside Subway, as you do, they were also carrying bleach and a noose. It was laughable on the face of it. And because of shit like that, now, when some black fella gets actually fucked over by full-blown racists, no one will believe him. They'll go, oh yeah, cheers. Because they looked into this. I read this fucking ages ago, back at the time. Hate crime hoaxes, more common than you think. Bloke wrote a book about it. He found something like 2/3 of them are made up. All these stories you see on Facebook and Twitter, like, oh, I'm a waitress and look at this receipt someone wrote. We're not leaving you a tip. You're black. It's lies. They lie to get money and capital off fucking virtue signalling lefties who give them money and go, look, I'm giving money on the Twitter because I think it makes them look good. So it's so profitable, most of them are lies now. Not some, most. Yeah, doing research for a book, he was able to easily put together a list of 409, an overlapping but essentially different one of 348 is at fake hate crimes. And basically, it's less than 50%, turns out, are actually true. Which would make sense because it's so profitable to be a victim nowadays. It's victim. If you can be a victim, you can be in the money. Knobheads will send you money on a whim without looking into it because it makes them look good. So it's profitable to be a victim. So thanks to this, when some poor bastard is a victim of a genuine hate crime, everyone's just going to go, yeah, cheers then. Cheers, mate. Not interested. Because every cunt lies about it all the time. And that's what's going to happen here. It won't kill his numbers in the polls. It won't. And it's your fault, BBC and lefty media, who aren't impartial and aren't interested in the facts, just interested in spinning a narrative. So whether he said it or not, it won't kill him. It won't kill him. Because you've been talking shite for years. Just remember, if he wins again, and as you howl your fucking rage to the skies, you did this, you dippy twats. This one, more Russophobia, Alexei Navalny, Trump refused to condemn Russia over poisoning. I want to cover this because this, as I've said several times in the last few weeks, I don't understand why they think he's wrong on this. It says President Donald Trump has refused to condemn Russia over the poisoning of an opposition figure, Alexei Navalny, saying he has not seen proof. Well, he hasn't, right? So that's all he's saying. He's simply saying a fact. He said the case was tragic, but urged reporters to focus instead on China, which he said was a bigger threat to the world than Russia. It fucking is. It is. It's a proven fact. You don't need to be fucking James Bond or some top secret analyst at GCHQ. It's a fact. In every single metric that matters, the Chinese are scary as fuck and the Russians aren't. Military spending. USA, China. Where's Russia? Oh yeah, fucking middling down here somewhere. After fucking France. So, not too worried about them. If France are spending more than the cunts, how hard would it be for the US to wipe the fucking floor with them? Look at the chunk of that pie. The US could twat the Russians in 12 hours. Just look at the numbers. Again, you don't have to be a military expert. I know quite a lot about it because that's what I used to do for a living. But the fucking Americans aircraft carriers, Air Force, their fucking Marine air wings bigger than the Russian fucking Air Force. It's laughable. And there, right next to them on that big fucking pie, is China. So that's who's scary. It's not the fucking Russians, because, I mean, look, the French have got more military expenditure than the Russians. And who the fuck's scared of the French? My nana could fight 20 French fucking paratroopers. Fuck me. Oh, what about manpower? Population of Russia, 144 million. That's not even half as many as America. What about the population of China? Oh yeah, 1.4 fucking billion. Who's got the most angry men? Jesus. And finally, who's up to the most dodgy shit? China, you've got butchering Uyghurs, fucking with the neighbours, fucking with Vietnam, fucking with Indonesia, fucking with Taiwan, fucking taking over the whole fucking South China Sea, coronavirus, endless propaganda, throwing baby girls down wells. They're just fucked up. And we spend all of our time shitting ourselves because of the Russians. If I have to pick one country to have a full-blown fucking battle with, it's Russia, not China. So why are we panicking about Russia constantly? Always. Leave the cunts alone. Trump is 100% right. Focus on fucking China. Russia's like a squirrel, China's like a fucking grizzly bear, and we're worrying about the fucking squirrel that's going to shit on the carpet instead of the bear that's going to rape your fucking face in front of the kids. Christ almighty. So yeah, bollocks. Russophobia, constant whinging. Yeah, Trump doesn't want to condemn Russia. Yeah, because we've got bigger things to worry about, you barmy lefty twats. And finally, Trump defends his supporters accusing deadly clashes yet again. The language the BBC use is fucking shocking. US President Trump has defended supporters for their alleged roles in recent street clashes. He suggested a teen accused of killing two in Wisconsin last week, and Trump fans involved in clashes had acted in self-defense. Or he suggested it. No, everyone in the world with eyes and fucking ears that watch them videos can see what happened, and they most definitely did act in self-defense. The dictionary definition of self-defense. When a man is on his arse on the fucking floor and there's a bloke with a handgun next to him, who the fuck on planet Earth doesn't think that's self-defense? If he was black and the dude with the handgun was white or a copper, do you think they would say, oh, he wasn't acting in self-defense there? Everyone's got bulletproof heads and fucking combat arse cheeks. He wasn't doing anything. It's laughable. The language they use, the loaded language, is fucking obscene for a taxpayer-funded fucking organisation that's apparently impartial. He said Joe Biden had not specifically disavowed far-left activists. He hasn't. So where's the lies in them first three paragraphs? The only cunt telling lies is the BBC. Mr. Biden leading in opinion polls ahead of the election. Yeah, you like saying that, don't you? You liked saying that last time, and look what happened. And again, how can you accuse Mr. Trump of causing the divisions that have stoked it when you haven't been policing the streets in these cities? Just to clear it up for anyone back home who's not aware of this, the USA is more like 50 little countries than one big one. It's not like, France. They have a lot of autonomy in these states, and the short version is the reason it's kicking off in places like Seattle and Portland and New York is because the governors have a lot of power, and the state, the feds, can only enter the fucking fray when they get permission off the governors, unless they pass like emergency powers. The governor has to fucking ask for help, and these communists are virtue signalling. So whenever it's on, so Portland's been on fire for 100 fucking days, and they're just going, no, it's all Trump's fault. It's all, we don't need to do anything about this. I stand with the protesters, and everything's on fucking fire. It's their fault. That's why it's not happening in Texas. It's not happening in fucking Alabama. It's happening in blue cities that have been blue for decades because they have to ask for federal assistance. If the feds go in, they could smash them in 12 hours. We know this. They would send the professionals on. The guys I've talked about in a prior video. The muscular, athletic-looking, military fatigue-wearing, elite cops who know what they're doing, and they could go in 12 hours and fucking fix the problem. But they can't because their hands are tied, because fuckers like that Ted Wheeler, the guy who's in charge of Portland, are doing this for... They are throwing all their small business owners and the safety and lives of the people who live in their cities under the bus for political capital. They're just going, forget, no, it's all Trump's fault, leave everything burn, fuck them. It's criminal, really. Criminal. But they think it's going to help them in the polls. So they're allowing the riots to continue unabated. And they've been going on for 100 fucking days. And these daft cunts have done nothing about it. Yeah, Aaron Danielson. And again, love telling you he's far right. Well, I'd dispute that. Right wing. Not far right. Patriot Prayer, as far as I'm aware, are not a racist, sexist, homophobic, any of them ists they love throwing around. They're just right-wing, conservative, patriotic people. You're allowed to be right-wing and conservative. I keep saying it. You're allowed to be. You're not allowed to be far-right extremist, white nationalist. Nobody likes that. But you are allowed to be right-wing. It's perfectly reasonable. Jacob Rees-Mogg is fucking reasonable. And he is the epitome of a conservative. It's not illegal to be a conservative. There's nothing wrong with being conservative. It's normal. Conservatives have ruled in fucking the UK for like 50 out of the last 70 years. It's normal and acceptable. And I don't understand where it came from, where people decided all of a sudden you can't be those things. Being those things is Hitler. No. They're not extremists. They're just right-wing. And you're allowed to be right-wing. Facebook and Google and fucking YouTube don't think you're allowed to be. But most of planet Earth does, including all of the left who aren't extremists, right? Tony Blair didn't think fucking John Major should be put in some concrete wellies and flung in the Atlantic Ocean. It's not even controversial. It's just a difference of opinion. You're left wing, I'm right wing, that's fine. We can disagree. Well, I'm centrist. In fact, on the political compass, I'm still centre left because I'm a bit of a fucking old-fashioned, socially liberal chap. But it's not controversial or illegal to be conservative and right-wing. So, who gives a fuck? Patriot Prayer haven't said anything that controversial. Honestly, again, I could be wrong. Inform me if I am. I don't think they're white nationalists. I don't think they're calling for, abolition of the vote for women or fucking tossing the gays off roofs. They're just a patriotic conservative group. You're allowed to be those things. He told the reporter, your supporters, and they are your supporters, shot a young gentleman who... and killed him, not with pain, but with a bullet. We know he's a bit of a rambler. He's not quite as bad as Biden, but they're both fucking bad, aren't they? And I think it's disgraceful. Well, it was. It was a cold-blooded execution of a man who was not armed. Full-blown murder. Appalling. And again, I get angry talking about it, because they're doing the same as what the fucking Guardian did in the last video I made. Minimising a cold-blooded, full-blown murder because they don't like the politics of the man who was the victim. It is disgraceful. Fucking disgraceful and despicable. Even if he was a criminal himself, he was a far-right Ku Klux Klan Anders Breivik type. Even then, a man of law and order like me doesn't support a citizen walking up to this fucker and blowing his head off in the middle of the street, and the media shouldn't either. But this guy was none of those things. He wasn't a career criminal. He wasn't an extremist white nationalist. He was just a conservative. And he was executed in the fucking street like a dog, and the BBC and the Guardian think it's fine and fucking dandy because they don't like his politics. Ask yourselves who's dangerous in this day and age. Patriot Prayer or fuckers like this who are okay with murder. Yeah? Not fucking complicated, is it? I think we'll call it there because I've got a dry mouth. That was a lot more serious than usual, but I started with the comedy fucking gold, didn't I? I'll try and look for some more insanity for next week because things got a bit grim there. I hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, do your duty to get me up there because there's a lot of shit on YouTube. I am fucking criminally unsubscribed, let's have it said.